Hi, my name is Satej Kumar and I work at Mindfire Solutions as a PHP developer. Today we'll be learning about the attributes and the events which the audio HTML5 tag supports. Basically, it is part of the HTML5 tag set, and we know that HTML5 brings to us a very rich feature set, and it has helped us improve the user experience and interface also. The audio HTML tag is used in websites to play audio and to interact with the user by playing music and audio, thus improving the user experience. Also, it is used in web game sites where it is played as a background music according to the scenario of the game. Basically, in a simplest form, the audio tag can be represented in this form, that is, it starts with the opening audio tag and it ends with the audio tag. It has a source attribute which tells the browser from where to search the audio file from. Here I have also provided the controls attribute. What this does is it shows a basic interface to control the playback of the audio in the browser. Let's see this example. I'll be using the Chrome browser for this demo. So here you can see that it is showing the interface. You can see that it has a play button, it has a progress bar, and it has also shows the total duration, and when I start playing the audio it will just display the duration it has covered, and it also has the mute unmute function, and also you can decrease and increase the volume. So I am clicking on the play button, and here you can see that it is playing the music and it is also progressing, and you can see the duration it is covered, and you can similarly decrease the volume and increase the volume. So basically this is the basic representation of the audio element in the web page. One thing I would like to point out is that whatever we learn about the audio tag can simply be applied to the video tag, because other than the width and the audio, that is the width and the height attributes in the video element tag, which I used to specify the space in which the video element will be displayed, they are very equivalent to each other, and whatever we learn can be applied to the video tag similarly. Let us go through another example of the audio tag. Here you can see that we have an extra attribute here, which is the autoplay. What this does is when the browser loads the page first time, that is after it loads the page, the audio element starts autoplaying the music. This can be a hindrance sometimes when the user does not want to hear them. We can provide them a mechanism to control this, they can mute it. So let us see this. So here you can see that it automatically starts playing, and one of the features you can see that it says that it has a basic representation that it is playing the music. Okay, let's go through another example. So here you can see that I have my audio element and it will be auto playing whenever the page starts loading, and I have a button here with the mute text, and what it does is we will be using it to mute the song. That is, what we are doing it is on click of the button we are accessing the my sound element, which is a audio element, and we will be accessing the volume attribute of the audio element through the dot volume, and we'll be assigning it a value of 0. The volume attribute basically accepts a value between 0.0 to 1.0 to its maximum. So let us see its use. So here you can see that it is playing the music, and I'll be clicking on the mute button. So now you can see that it has been muted, but it is still playing it. Let's go through another example. Here we will be demoing the that is a play and pause functionalities. I have my audio element here, and we have two buttons here, that is pause music and play music. And what we are doing is we are attaching events on the click event, that is whenever we click the pause button, get the audio element by ID and call the pause function on it. That is, it has some predefined functions like mute, play, pause. So we are calling the pause function and play function here. Let us see its implementation. So you can see that it is playing now, and let me pause it. So I paused it, and let me play it again. Let me pause it again. So that is, we are controlling the working, that is the playing of the music through JavaScript. This provides, like, we can use it in a very interactive way and provide the user to control it. So you can see that it gives us a lot of functionality and control over it through its API. Let me give you an example of some of the attributes. We know that the audio element supports some of the attributes, and they are like autoplay, which we saw earlier, and controls, loop. What loop basically does is when the audio element ends playing the audio, it restarts again. And muted, basically it says that the audio is mute by default. Similarly, there are attributes for preload, that is how much information do you want the browser to load when the page loads first time. That is, you want to get, it has three values, that is none, that is you do not want the browser to get any info about the audio metadata, that is they want only some basic data to go on with, or you want to download all data. So we'll be covering this in the next section, but for now that should be enough. And the source attribute, that is the source which you are using in the audio tag, and the volume, that is what is the current volume value. By default it is 1.0. So basically there is another format of the audio element, that is you can provide the audio element and then you can provide a set of source elements. The basic usage of this is that browsers do not support all the formats, that is some support MP3, OGG and some do not. So in order to cover a wide range of browsers, what we can do is we can specify a set of source elements, and whichever first is like a browser can play, the others are then bypassed. That is to say, it chooses the format in which it can play. So it provides us a fallback mechanism. Like if it does not play this, go to the next and check it. And if it does not support any of these three, it goes to this message and it displays it that audio cannot be displayed. So what we are doing basically here is that we are getting a hold of the media element, that is the audio element, and we have created a table to display the property and the values. And the property names we have set in an array, that is autoplay, current source. And what we are doing is we are looping through the property names and accessing those properties on the media element through media element property names with the index element. So let's see the use case of this. So here you can see that when we load the page, we are displaying some value, that is autoplay has been set to false. We do not have a current source because we have not specified any source here in the parent audio element, and controls is true as we can see, and we have loop false, muted false, then play the music, and preload metadata as we have specified in the parent audio tag, and there is no source, and volume is 1. So basically we went through some feature sets, that is some attributes, some function calls. Hope this improves our knowledge and we had a good experience of the implementation of the audio tag. In the future sections I will be covering more videos related to the audio, covering some more attributes and use cases. Also, if you want to help me build, basically what I'm doing here is I'm building a HTML, that is whatever we learn we'll be implementing it and using it to build a basic audio player interface with play, pause, reload, all those functionalities. As we go on learning, you can fork this page and even help me better the page. Thanks.